Moldova's referendum on whether to change its constitution and commit to joining EU hangs in the balance, with the no and yes votes neck and neck, with yes on 49.6% and no on 50.3%, with 97% of the vote counted. It is a result few were expecting, as several recent surveys said the yes vote would comfortably win. So it means that the people that were expecting a pro-EU from this Moldova were expecting to have a safe cruise by gaining the majority through this election to join the EU. And now it dawned on them that the pro-Russians are higher than the pro-EU in Moldova. The incumbent pro-EU president Maya Sandu earlier denounced the narrow result as a product of foreign interference in Moldovan politics. She said it was an unprecedented assault on democracy, referring to widespread allegations that Russia paid people to vote a certain way, which Moscow denies. As well as the referendum on changing the constitution, Moldovans also voted in the country's presidential election on Sunday. The votes were seen as a key test for the country, which is facing choice between pushing on with EU membership or keeping close ties to Russia. Sandu toppled the election first round, but by a much lower margin than expected, 41% of the vote, and so will now face a difficult second round in early November, which her opponents will likely unite against her. She accused criminal groups of working together with the foreign forces, of using money, lies, and propaganda to sway the vote. You see, at this point in time, with all the things that are happening in the EU, I think it's only fair enough that any country that is urging or vying to join the EU is supposed to put that decision on hold, because a whole lot is happening in the EU at the moment. The rise of the far right, they are gaining higher momentum. And you see the immigration issues that is happening currently in the EU, with the present concluded EU summit they had on Thursday and Friday, in which they debated 10-point plans of deporting illegal migrants without considering their labor shortages, without considering the decline in their birth rate and all that. Yes, so at the end of the day, Moldova is supposed to consider what is happening if they are fully acquainted, which I guess they are, with the happenings in the EU. But on the other side, I hope that whichever way it is, Moldova is taking the right decision. But if they don't, I just hope that this Moldova issue will not be the case of Ukraine and Russia in the nearby future, because they are accusing Russia of being the one, the pro-EU in Moldova is accusing Russia of being the one that has hand why they are not getting a smooth ride than they expected based on the surveys. But on the other hand, you see, the case of Russia and Ukraine is like the case of a battered husband and ex-wife. So I just hope that in the nearby future, the case of Moldova will not be like the case of Ukraine. At this point in time, every country's leader, if they are selfless, if they are patriotic, are supposed to be thinking about their country and their people, not to be thinking of any alliance that is not going to benefit at least 95% your people and your country is not worth joining, because at this moment there's a whole lot happening in the world. So every leader who is patriotic is supposed to tread with caution.